Welcome everyone. Our group gonna introduce the area is South Asia, which is the area with 20% of world population. Welcome everyone. We gonna introduce this area in 3 parts. One is physical geographic of South Asia. The second one, we talk about the regional trade bloc in this area. And third, we gonna analyze the represent country, which is India and Pakistan in this area. South Asia has an area of approximately 5.2 million square kilometers. The geographical and economical environment of South Asia is really compact. The north part of the South Africa are the towering mountains, represented by the Himalaya. The central part is a plain area formed by the collection of Ganges and the Indus River. The south part is Deccan Plateau, and the west part is Thar Desert. There are 7 countries in South Asia: India, Pakistan, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, the Maldives, and Sri Lanka. There are few regional trade blocks in South Asia. The first free trade bloc I want to introduce is the South Asian Free Trade Area. It's a part of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. There are 8 members in SAFTA, 7 of them from the South Asia, and the other one is Afghanistan. SAFTA promotes the development of free trade in South Asia. We can see from the chart, every country in South Asia's GDP is increasing after signing SAFTA. The second regional trade bloc I want to introduce is the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. There are 53 countries in this commission. Also, in 1975, Bangladesh, India, Lao People Democratic Republic, Korea, and Sri Lanka signed agreement, which is Asia-Pacific Trade Agreement. Later, China and Mongolia joined this regional cooperation. The purpose of Asia-Pacific Trade Agreement is to reduce the tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers in this country.
In order to boost mutual trade, India and Sri Lanka signed the India-Sri Lanka Free Trade Agreement on December 28, 1998, which came into force on March 1, 2000. Soon after signing the agreement, both countries agreed that there was a need to widen the scope of the agreement to go beyond trade in goods to include services and to facilitate greater investment flow between the 2 countries. In 2015, the Economic and Technological Cooperation Agreement was negotiated. India and Sri Lanka should finalize and sign the new agreement in a timely manner. The Economic Cooperation Organization (ECO) is an intergovernmental regional organization that includes countries such as Afghanistan, Azerbaijan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkey, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. This organization was first established as Regional Cooperation for Development (RCD) in 1964 by Iran, Pakistan, and Turkey. The overall objective of the organization is the sustainable economic development of its member states and the region as a whole. The Economic Cooperation Organization Trade Agreement (ECOTA) was signed in 2003 and has been in force since 2008. As founding nations, Iran, Turkey, and Pakistan have always been the hubs of the organization's significant trade and other related operations, but other countries' contributions are no less. Though the ECO region constituting a consumer base of 460 million people, the ECOTA in its present form lacks the strength to significantly stimulate intra-ECO trade.
India is the 4th largest country in the world with the greatest coal reserves. It is also rich in antimony, diamonds, natural gas, petroleum, manganese, iron ore, titanium ore, limestone, rare earth elements, and large arable lands. Indian natural resources contribute to the globalization with the export of petroleum toward the superpower countries of the world. as well as by exporting their pharmaceutical products and cereals, products cultivated in its arable lands. The factors that contribute mostly to the globalization is the labor capital of India that transforms all of these products into finished goods for export. Pakistani has an abundant arable land as well as petroleum, coal, iron ore, limestone, copper, and salt as its natural resources, but their quality is not high. Pakistanis contribute to the globalized world is the labor capital that processes its natural resources and transforms them into finished goods for consumers. Pakistani supplies some of the world's most powerful country with products such as textile, bed linen, cotton, cloth, yarn, surgical instrument, machinery, rice, etc. South Asia climate is mainly characterized by the monsoon climatic factor, and this occurrence changes the direction of the winds that prevail in the region, and this wind direction changes cause wet and dry seasons. South Asia region has three distinct seasons: the warm and rainy season, a cool and dry season, and the hot and humid season. The climate of India varies from tropical monsoon in the south to temperate in the north. The climate of Pakistan is mostly hot due to the lack of heavy rainfalls and slow precipitation of rain. The climate patterns affect globalization because they give the chance to the farmers to farm their lands and produce the good for export. The climate can also damage the farmers' production because unexpected heavy and durable rains for a long period of time might destroy crops and flood the arable lands. India is rated as the second country in the world due to the biggest number of inhabitants in its territory. The current indicators show a population growth rate of 1.4% and the birth rate is 17.53 births per thousand population. Moreover, the total fertility rate is 2.28 children born per woman, while the death rate comprises 7.1 deaths per thousand population. The infant mortality rate in India is 39.55 deaths in 1,000 live births. India's population pyramid is a wide base and a very narrow top, which means that the population of India is continuing to grow. Factors that contribute to the continuous growth of India can be mentioned that of the mortality rate of newborn babies is low. A female gives birth to nearly 3 children during her lifetime. This contributes to the globalized world and makes India one of the largest human capital markets in the world due to the low working payable rates and because most of the Indian population speaks English as a second language. Pakistani's population is ranked as the 5th country in the world by the number of inhabitants that reside in its territory. The population growth rate of Pakistan is 1.99, while 26.95 births per thousand population exceed the death rates of 6.1 deaths per thousand population. The infant mortality rate is 55.26. A death per thousand live births. The total fertility rate is 3.53 children born per woman. The population pyramid of Pakistan has a wide base and a narrow top. This contributes to a growth in the workforce for the nearest future and continuous growth because all of the young population will continue to create family and further grow the population of Pakistan.
India is one of the fastest growing economies with potential to influence economic activity of the world for years to come. Since 1991, imports and exports have increased largely. The main import partners for India are China, USA, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Iraq. Their main imports include crude petroleum, gold, coal briquette, petroleum gas, fertilizers, palm oil, and silver. Their main export partners are the USA, United Arab Emirates, China, Hong Kong, and Germany. India dominates in pharmaceutical sales. They are becoming the pharmacy of the world. Their main exports include pharmaceuticals, refined petroleum, diamonds, jewelry, rice, crustaceans, and non-retail yarn. Pakistan, one of the fastest developing countries in the world, while sharing a border with 2 larger economies. Their main import partners are China, United Arab Emirates, USA, Saudi Arabia, and Japan. Their main imports include refined and crude petroleum, petroleum gas, palm oil, and scrap iron. Main export partners are USA, United Kingdom, China, Germany, and Spain, while their exports include rice, mangoes, oranges, cotton, surgical instruments, leather, furniture, footballs, and seafood. This slide is showing the largest companies from India, Pakistan, and Canada. These companies are all in the petroleum and crude petroleum sectors. In India, it is a mixed market economy. Private and public sectors coexist, and the country leverages international trade. While India is becoming an economic power in the 21st century, with millions of people rising from poverty and becoming one of the fastest growing economies and attracting investors worldwide. In India, you can choose your occupation and start private enterprises in certain areas that government maintains and monopolizes. Pakistan is a mixed economy system with a combination of free market activity and government intervention. Privately owned and state-owned business are regulated by government policies. Pakistan is a developing economy and considered one of the next 11th. Right now they are 43rd in world economies. The economy was primarily agriculture but has become diversified, and agriculture only accounts for 1/5 of the GDP.
Since the financial crisis that began in 1997, economic globalization in Asia has become an important part of the development strategy. South Asian countries has begun to initiate some new initiatives to stimulate trade and financial integration. India's policy has always encouraged foreign companies to participate in direct investment. India is open to foreign investment in areas such as retail, food, agriculture, medicine, media, and aviation. In terms of finance, the threshold has also been greatly reduced. India's net inflow of FDI increased. Today, it has achieved global competitiveness in the fields of IT, outsourcing, telecommunications, and pharmaceuticals. Apart from the economic, India's globalization has always undergone changes in social culture and lifestyle. Globalization has caused the Indian culture to expand outward. Film culture, song and dance culture, food culture, and yoga culture are not only the unique symbols of India, but also the nation brands of which it is proud. The economic globalization of Pakistan has benefited from the fundamental changes of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. In 2016, the World Bank also approved a loan of $1.02 billion to support Pakistan in deepening economic reform, developing the economy, improving the investment in environmental, reducing poverty, and enhancing its ability to respond to natural disaster. Similar to India, Pakistan also encourages foreign direct investment. Electricity, oil and gas, telecommunications, chemicals, transportation, trade, finance, and textiles are the main industries that FDI follows. In South Asia, globalization has played an extremely far-reaching positive effect on women's health and rights. Excessive attention to mental health and societal issues related to cultural practice such as bride burning, child marriage, honor murder, and infanticide have a long history in South Asia. With the collision of transnational production and local economies, South Asian women are facing new forms of gender-based violence. Gender-based violence, including verbal and physical abuse, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse, occurs in factories in South Asia, especially export processing zones. Girls and women in South Asia are also vulnerable to sexual violence, which includes the use of violence, coercion, deception, or death bondage. Women are transported from India, Nepal, Pakistan to another South Asian countries or outside the region mainly for sex trafficking purposes. However, globalization also provides opportunities for women's collective action, who transcend the place in the form of transnational feminism networks under the leadership of South Asian and other parts of the world. The women's health movement is also transnationalism.